photograph? That's what you want to show me? A photo of what?
Hi. Oh, I thought you were at the station tonight.
Well, I was till you told me both kids were staying at friends tonight. I wouldn't miss a chance to be home alone with you.
Oh, how sweet.
What's all this?
Oh, you know, just different wedding stuff. Just
Yeah,
antiques.
champagne fountains and butterfly releases.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like your style.
Well, I've got a good idea. You want to go out to dinner?
Didn't you already eat?
No. And you know what? I am craving
What?
the Don's chili dog.
You hate Don's.
Oh, no, really. It just sounds so good to me right now. Come on.
What?
Why don't you go out and get us some?
Wait.
I want one with extra chili and no onions.
Sam, whoa, what's going on? You're pulling me out the door.
Here we are, fresh from Paris. Oh. Hector, you're here.
What's going on in here?
Sorry, Bucky. I really have no time for idle chit-chat. I've got to get myself spruced up and then get my well-dressed Fanny over to the Cafe Russe as soon as possible.
Sally's been invited to join a very exclusive Beverly Hills Women's Auxiliary.
They're throwing a big gala tonight to welcome the new recruits.
Well, how did that happen?
Well, actually, it happened when I stopped by the bank to deposit about $50 million and bumped into Janine Leibowitz.
Oh, the bank president's wife.
Yes, exactly. That woman could barely bear to utter more than 2 syllables to me. But now that our little operation here is in the fashion big leagues, Sally Spectra is finally going to get what she has always wanted, respectability. For which I have to thank Thorne and you and the rest of our fabulous design team.
Oh, that design team could end up in jail before the night is over.
Right, well, that design team could what? Jail?
Amber's gotten us in deep trouble, Sal. And she's headed for even more.
After I let Brooke in on your sick plan, I'm heading straight to the LAPD. You're gonna wind up behind bars for the rest of your miserable life.
No, Rich, if anyone's headed for trouble, it's you.
Bridget and I were victims. Victims of Amber's twisted plot.
You both could have died.
Your daughter almost did.
Oh, God. I'm never going to forgive Amber for that.
There's more. There's this.
What about it?
Amber took this photo. She planted a hidden camera. Waited until Bridget and I were freezing to death down that mine shaft. Bridget was dying. She was dying in my arms, Brooke. And this is a manipulation. Amber would like you to see something ugly and sordid. But what this was goodbye. She was dying. I was saying goodbye. That's what this is, Brooke. That's all this is.
is she doing here?
I was invited.
Really? The woman who ruined your life? Who kept us apart? Gave away your child and told you that she was dead? You invited her into our home?
We've been talking. She's very sorry.
Oh. Well, then everything's fine.
Look, Hector. I know there's nothing I can do to make up for what I've done. But I can be supportive now, if you'll allow it. That's why I'm here to help Samantha with the wedding.
Yeah, champagne fountains and butterfly releases.
It's all arranged.
Nothing is definite. This is our way of reaching out.
Well, this is my way of politely declining. Get out.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Are you actually telling me
Yes, that Amber was trying to get the dirt on Ridge.
by trapping him in a mine?
With Bridget. It was all a setup, complete with camera. Amber was trying to prove that Ridge still has a thing for his wife's daughter.
Wait a minute. That still doesn't explain how you got involved in this.
Oh, believe me, I had no choice. But still, if I hadn't been with Amber, things could have been a lot worse.
I don't see how they could get any worse. If this leaks out, it's going to look like my design team tried to bump off Ridge Forrester.
Now hold it. Hold it. It was all Amber's idea. My hands are clean. Okay, well, not squeaky clean. But still, Amber has gotten herself out of a lot of messes before. I just hope that she can do it again.
Once Brooke sees that picture, she'll realize that Rich is a problem and not me. I'm not the one kissing her daughter. God. Please. Rich must have called him. Oh, thank God. They're not after me. Not yet. But I better get to Brooke before it's too late.
Logan, listen to me. I know this is going to be a shock to you, but I want to make sure you really understand what happened. Do you understand?
Bridget was dying,
Yes, I thought she was.
and you were saying goodbye.
Yes.
We're kissing her.
We were trapped. There was no way out. I was watching the life seep out of her body. There wasn't a damn thing I could do about it, except hold her and make sure she knew how much she was loved.
How much you loved her.
No, how much we all loved her, Brooke. And that kiss was...
You were comforting my daughter.
She was being so incredibly brave. I know how scared she must have been.
You kissed her. You kissed her on the lips.
Brooke,
I told you, Ridge, never to cross that line again. Ever again. You betrayed me.
no, Brooke. That's what Amber wants you to believe. But those feelings don't exist. I'm not in love with your daughter. Bridget's not in love with me. You've got to believe that, Brooke. You've got to believe me.
I want you gone now.
As if I would leave my daughter here alone with you like this?
Oh, are you gonna protect her from me? Like the way you did before?
What I did was wrong. I'm trying my very best to make amends.
No, you're not. You're trying to buy your way into our lives. That may work for you at the country club, Priscilla, but it ain't gonna fly here.
Are you speaking for yourself as well as my daughter? I heard that happens a great deal in this relationship.
Stop.
You asked me if I came here to protect her. The answer is no. She needs to make her own choices. I wish to God I'd learned that earlier. I wish to God I would have taught her that. Maybe then she would have chosen a man who doesn't try to control her every move.
You know, it's just my luck. Here I am, about to realize a lifelong dream of respectability, and something like this happens.
Look, I understand how you can be upset about this, but still, Amber wasn't that far off the mark. She did get a picture of Ridge kissing Bridget.
What?
Right on the lips.
Whoa, that is a shocker.
Yeah, you know, it's even more shocking. She went over to show Ridge this picture, expecting him to back off. But instead, he turned the tables on her.
Good Lord! You can't mean... I mean, he wouldn't.
Show it to Brooke? Gambling that she'll heap all her anger on Amber instead of on him? Ridge is doing it as we speak.
You're kissing my daughter, and you're saying there aren't feelings.
Of course there are feelings. Your daughter is an amazing person, Brooke.
But you're not in love with her?
Because I'm in love with you. And I always will be. Bridget and I were trapped down in that mine shaft. You know what we talked about? You. How much we both loved you. How much she wanted me to come home to you and our kids. There was nothing sexual,
Don't.
Brooke. Nothing. Brooke.
You promised me, Ridge. You promised me you wouldn't cross that line. And I trusted you. But here you are. Here you are, you and my daughter.
Look, you have every reason to be upset. But not at me. Not at Bridget. Amber's the one you should be furious with.
Are you responsible for this?
Yes, but I did it for you, Brooke.
I'm controlling her? I am?
You can just stop it, both of you. Look, there's no reason to argue about me. I'm happier than I've ever been. I've got my family, I've got my daughter.
No thanks to her. Has she spoken to Caitlin?
No.
And she's not going to. Do you understand? That woman cheated her out of the life that she should have had. Caitlin will never have to face her.
Hector, there are things I can offer her.
Yeah, things. That's how your mind works. Throw enough stuff at us and we'll fall in line. Well, my daughter doesn't need anything that you have to offer.
So you're making decisions for her now, too.
Mother, for God's sake.
I'm sorry, darling. I promised you I would be supportive to you. And I will. Because your happiness is all that matters to me. A shame your husband-to-be doesn't feel the same. Apparently your wants and needs mean next to nothing to him.
You do realize, don't you, Bucky, that the future of my company, and yours, incidentally, and Amber's as well, hangs on whether Brooke believes Amber's story or whether she decides to stand by her man.
I know the stakes.
And you also know the odds.
Of what?
Of Brooke showing Amber any mercy, considering the fact that she nearly killed her beloved husband and daughter.
Oh, that wasn't Amber's intention.
But that doesn't change the fact that she did a terrible thing.
Yeah, I realize that. Amber does too. Still, what it all comes down to is this. whether Amber can convince Brooke that Ridge did something much worse.
Get out of here now.
No. I want her to stay.
I deserve that. It still haunts me when I think how close Bridget came to Brooke. I could see that moment coming. The way they were looking at each other. Maybe I should have thought of another way.
Maybe you lured my daughter into that mine shaft and then left her there to nearly freeze to death. Now that is insane, Amber. You are insane.
Logan, don't. She's not worth it.
No, you're not worth it, Ridge. You are not worth Brooke's love or devotion, and that picture proves it.
That picture proves nothing except how desperate you are.
Look, Ridge wants you to believe that I did this out of spite, but that's not true. I never wanted to do anything to hurt your family. Except Ridge, he just kept crucifying me, saying how unworthy I was. But the truth is, Brooke, he is the one who is unworthy of you. And this picture exposes the real problem in the Forrester family. Only it's not me. It's him. It's Ridge. He told you, he promised you that he would never cross that line again, but you know what? He did. He did, and it's right here. Right here, Brooke. Look. Now, I may go to jail for what I've done, but at least I will have the satisfaction of knowing that I exposed that man for who he really is. Because this wasn't just any kind of betrayal. This was a betrayal by your husband with your daughter. Which I know, Brooke, has gotta hurt like hell. And still, as wrong as I was doing what I did, what Rich did, God, it is so much worse.
On the next Bold and the Beautiful.
You don't really believe that Ridge has the hots for Brooke's daughter.
The question is, can their marriage survive this?
She's playing you, Logan, just like she's playing you now.
Her husband is completely out of control. He has been for months.
What happened between Ridge and Bridget ever got out? Whoa.
The Bold and the Beautiful, CBS Daytime.